I mean, if he's not wearing a mask, I'm not going to wear a mask. If he's not worried, I'm not worried.
The president.
Yes, sir.
That is an Alabama beachgoer where the beaches were packed with people who were not practicing social distancing and, more importantly, refused to wear a mask. And part of the reason why is because you have people like Donald Trump refusing to wear a mask in public. And he has even gone so far as to criticize Joe Biden in his own way for doing the responsible thing by wearing a mask during a Memorial Day event in D.C. I'm sorry, in Arlington, Virginia. So, look, this is so absolutely ridiculous. It shows you the exact type of, the lack of leadership that I've been talking about on this show. Donald Trump retweeted Brit Hume for mocking Biden, and CNN has a few more details on this. Let's take a quick look.
Yesterday, President Trump and the First Lady go to a Memorial Day remembrance. They were not wearing masks. We saw former Vice President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden going to Memorial Day observance wearing masks. Brit Hume, who you know well, at Fox TV, tweeted a picture of Joe Biden yesterday that says this might help explain why Trump doesn't like to wear a mask in public. The president retweeted it. And now the medicine of this is clear. The CDC recommends that everyone wears masks. But I'm just so confused by why the president and Brit Hume thinks this is smart politics. 64% of Americans in the Quinnipiac poll said they favor requirements that everyone wear a mask in public. So the president is retweeting a picture of something recommended by the CDC that a vast majority of people support. It's wildly popular with voters. So who's owning whom here?
Well, I should also note that while the poll indicates that the majority of Americans do want to see Trump wearing a mask and they agree with the guidelines encouraging Americans to wear masks, if you break it down by political party, Democrats and independents, the majority of them do want masks, whereas a minority of Republicans are in favor of wearing masks. And I think it's because of what we're seeing from Donald Trump. And by the way, not only did the CDC basically give the American people this guideline and tell them that you need to wear masks when you're out in public. There was recently a PSA featuring the Surgeon General wearing a mask and encouraging others to do so. Take a look.
As the country begins to reopen, don't forget to wear a cloth face covering when in public. And remember, I wear my face covering to protect you, and you wear yours to protect me. We're all in this together.
So, Cenk, I think that the big problem here is that Americans, for as long as I can remember, have been conditioned to only look out for themselves. It's that individualism that's been like nailed into our heads every single year, decade after decade. And so when you're trying to tell Americans to do the right thing to protect other people, you're not really giving them much of an incentive. I just feel like this has really shown us a lot about where we are culturally.
Yeah. Mark Thompson made a good point on our new Twitch show when he said, look, it was a big mistake to say that the mask protects others. Because unfortunately, for a significant percentage of this country, and I would argue a much, much larger percentage of conservatives, when they hear it only helps others, they just tune out. They go, oh, if it's not protecting me, then I don't care about it at all. And in fact, in the interviews of beachgoers this weekend, one guy basically said that. He's like, well, man, I don't think I'm going to get it. If I get it, it's no big deal. And the reporter asked him, how about your kids and your family? He's like, whatever, right? In essence. And so in terms of the optics of it, Republicans, and especially Donald Trump, is obsessed with looking weak. You know why? Because they're weak. Yeah. And so since he's deeply insecure about that, he's so worried about the optics, because in the back of his mind, what he's thinking is, what if people discover me for the fraud that I am? What if people discover how weak I am and how insecure I am? I can't let them see. So, look, I get that Dukakis looked goofy in a tank, but Biden doesn't look goofy there at all. I mean, everybody knows the Young Turks doesn't mind criticizing Joe Biden, including in the middle of a campaign. If anything, he looks like kind of like a badass bank robber there, right? So
he looks like he has concern about other people's lives. You know, something that a pro-life individual would do. And I'm not talking about pro-life in terms of abortions. I'm talking about pro-life in terms of actually caring about protecting other people and preventing them from getting a lethal virus. That's what he looks like. So all of these like supposed, like these anti-abortion political operatives and politicians are full of it, because they're the same people who downplay the importance of wearing a mask right now. They don't care about human lives. They don't care about protecting others.
One of our members just wrote in that George Carlin used to joke about how Republicans are pro-life because they want live babies so they could have dead soldiers. And the modern day equivalent is live babies so they could be dead workers. But in terms of actually caring about your life, they've never demonstrated that. Once you're out of the womb, you're screwed. And so this is just the latest version of that. And they're saying, I would rather sacrifice your life than endanger my marketing.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.